What happened today years ago? Hit subscribe and find out before the clock strikes midnight. Tonight, we travel back to the night that still sits like a smoke in India's collective memory. 2nd November 1984. A night when an entire city went to sleep unaware that the air itself was about to turn into a silent predator. Bhopal was preparing for winter. The streets were quieter than usual. Families warmed their hands over late night cups of chai. Children slept curled into blankets, and even the city's stray dogs tucked themselves away from the cold. No one imagined that a few kilometers away, inside the Union Carbide pesticide plant, a chain reaction was quietly waking up. Inside tank E610, water had begun to mix with methyl isocyanate, MIC, a chemical that should never be touched by moisture. The reaction was volcanic. Pressure rose, heat soared, and alarms that should have screamed were silent. Some broken, some intentionally shut off to avoid panic. When the tank finally burst open, a dense white cloud slithered into the night, unseen yet everywhere. People woke with burning eyes, choking throats, and a terror they could not name. Mothers carried their children and ran, though every breath betrayed them. Streets echoed with coughs, cries, and confusion. Cattle collapsed where they stood. Birds dropped without warning. The city that once smelled of lakes and old markets now carried a bitter sting that settled into lungs like a curse. By dawn, Bhopal looked like it had been brushed by a death's shadow. Thousands lay still, tens of thousands were fighting for breath. Hospitals overflowed, doctors improvising desperately. Milk, wet cloths, steam, anything that could soothe the toxic fire raging inside the victims. But the tragedy didn't end at sunrise. It lingered in bones, lungs, and unborn children. Even decades later, survivors report breathing disorders, eye problems, and long-term health complications. The city rebuilt itself, yes, but the wound never fully closed. Today, on 2nd of November, we remember not just the disaster, but the people who lived through it, the families who never received justice, the children whose future were rewritten overnight, and the city that still whispers that awful night. In every story it tells, because history isn't just about battles and dates. Some days reminds us of how human negligence can become a weapon, and how endurance can still rise from poisoned air. That's it for today. Thank you for hearing us out.